Is giving thanks for her daughter's health after doctors made a terrifying discovery on an x-ray. They found a battery lodged in the little girl's throat. That was less than 2 weeks ago, but that 4-year-old is now on the mend. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates has her story.
Hey, little girl. Aaliyah surprised her grandparents the other night. She's back home from the hospital sooner than expected after an accident that could have been devastating. Take a look at her x-ray. See that disc lodged in her esophagus? It's a lithium battery, and for days, no one knew it was there. But 4-year-old Aaliyah was having problems.
She started throwing up, randomly, just throwing up, and then she passed out.
Ashley called 911.
She just was not herself for a normal 4-year-old, being very bouncing up and everything else, and she just wasn't doing that, so we knew something was definitely not right.
And that kind of battery causes severe damage.
The contact points are right next to each other. They start discharging, and it essentially starts burning through or cooking through the esophagus.
But they still didn't know that the battery was there.
When she first arrived, it wasn't clear what was wrong because the battery swallowing wasn't witnessed.
Aaliyah seemed stable enough to be discharged, but her mom said no.
I was like, no, everything's not fine. I was like, I know my baby.
The hospital ordered an x-ray and discovered the battery. She was immediately taken to surgery.
The surgeon was so worried about how long the battery had been in there. They rushed her in. They were able to get it out.
Aaliyah had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital, so now she has to be on a liquid diet until her wounds heal. But as you can see, she is doing absolutely fantastic. The battery had come from a battery-powered tea candle in a Halloween display. Dr. Lazar gave us good advice for parents if you're ever faced with this crisis. Something that can protect your child from harm until you reach the hospital. The answer? Honey. More on that coming up at 5:30.
Come on, I'm gonna catch you.
In Fanwood, Tony Yates, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
A 4-year-old girl in New Jersey back at home and recovering tonight after doctors made a rather shocking discovery.
Yeah, you better believe it. An x-ray revealing she swallowed a lithium battery. Her parents had no idea. All they knew that something was terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong. Here's New Jersey reporter Tony Yates.
Here's a question for you. Can you tell which one of these little ladies was just released from the hospital after a 2-week stay? Here's her x-ray. It shows a lithium battery lodged in her esophagus. This is our little survivor, 4-year-old Aaliyah. She has autism and wasn't able to say she'd swallowed something strange, but she was getting sick.
She started throwing up, randomly, just throwing up, and then she passed out.
She was rushed to Morristown Medical Center. Several tests were inconclusive, but Ashley insisted that something was still not right with her daughter. Finally, an x-ray revealed the lithium battery already causing damage.
The contact points are right next to each other. They start discharging, and it essentially starts burning through or cooking through the esophagus.
So I asked Dr. Lazar if kids swallowing those little lithium batteries is a common problem, and he said, yeah, absolutely. You definitely should call 911, but if you can't get immediate attention for your kid, he gave me one hint that he says absolutely every parent should know.
Give your child a couple of tablespoons of honey every half hour or so, because the honey is very thick. It will coat that battery and keep it from discharging around it. That wouldn't be a bad way to temporize while you're getting yourself to the emergency room.
Aaliyah had found the battery in a Halloween display and popped it in her mouth. They're the size of quarters. This one tilted enough that Aaliyah could still swallow. She has to be on a liquid diet for a while, but she is healing and expected to make a full recovery.
We are overly thankful. It was a rough past 2 weeks.
This Thanksgiving, this family counts its blessings.
All right.
In Fanwood, Tony Yates, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.